Can you help the viewers understand what this hybrid terror is, and have we come back to square one? Because on the one hand, when a jihadist ideology is dying in J&K, you've got a hybrid terror that's rearing its head.
Well, Kabir, before I come to your question, I'm reporting live from one of the G20 venues, and happy to inform you that the G20 site track meeting, the Sherpa track meeting, has been a success here. One of the last events, which was a lunch hosted by the mayor and the first citizen of Srinagar, has just concluded. And I have with me, in fact, the mayor of Srinagar, Junaid, Azim, Mattu, joining us
Wow.
live. Junaid, if you could join us here, and if we can ask you, how successful has been the G20 event here in Srinagar?
Immensely successful. I've attended G20 events in other parts of the country. They've also been successful, but I might be biased in saying that the Srinagar G20 event has been curated in the most amazing way, with the finest attention to detail in the best possible atmosphere. So I think you would be a better judge of it, but it has been a very immensely successful event.
But viewers have been interested in knowing more about this event, because it's been an international event hosted by Srinagar, by you. We want to know that how significant would be tourism here in Srinagar in the coming days. Already we've had record numbers, but will G20 give a further boost to the tourism sector here?
Absolutely, that's the hope. And not just the G20 event, but overall improvement in the situation, and this collective spirit of reimagining Srinagar, aspiring for a better future, a happier future. I think Srinagar is all geared up for a bright, prosperous future, and record arrival of tourists. We saw record arrival of tourists last year, and we intend to break that record this year.
Well, thank you so much, and congratulations again for hosting this amazing event. Well, that was Junaid.
Aditya, has the rain dampened, what's happening over there?
The event that has just concluded here. The question certainly is that will this help in restoring not just normalcy and peace in Srinagar? The Srinagar city has, of course, seen a facelift, but also attract more national and international tourists, which has already seen a historic number in the last 2 years. I can also tell you that these G20 nation delegates have visited significant tourist locations in Srinagar and neighboring areas. The main crux of the G20 meeting was around tourism. And now, returning to your previous question on terrorism, statistically speaking, ever since the abrogation of Article 370, the numbers of terror attacks, encounters, infiltration attempts, and radicalization and joining of terror groups has also drastically decreased. So yes, things will not change overnight here. Of course, there is some fear that remains in some regions of South Kashmir, particularly Pulwama, Anantnag, Kulgam, and Shopian. But the historic tourist numbers clearly indicates that it seems that the jihad is dying. It's not easy, because for the last 30 to 40 years, we've seen a lot of bloodshed, a lot of terrorism, more so planned and conspired by Pakistan's ISI, and of course the terror groups. And of course, there were local separatists here in Kashmir who were responsible for it. There was an ecosystem that was created. But ever since 2017, there's been a hard approach against these radical separatists, Hawala racketeers, and of course, stone pelters and other radicals as well. So clearly, it seems that the image of Kashmir is clearly changing drastically. That's what the presence of G20 nations, really explains to us. And Kashmir is at a cusp, historic cusp right now. It's a beginning of a journey of a Naya Kashmir, a new Kashmir. And let's hope that peace will find an option here, and more tourists will come in. And I am standing right in front of the historic and magnificent Dal Lake, where hundreds of tourists have been flocking in through the summer, the winters, and of course, all 4 seasons.
I was just going to ask you that, Aditya, because just a short while ago, we saw all the delegates, taking a nice stroll at the Nishad Garden near the Dal Lake as well. But it seems like the clouds behind you as well. Has rain been a little bit of a dampener on this really beautiful G20, meeting that's taking place in Srinagar? Historic, if I may add that as well.
Well, yes, absolutely. I was speaking to some senior officers who were present at the Nishad Gardens, the historic Mughal gardens here in Kashmir. And they told me that while, yes, it's been raining since last night heavily across the Kashmir Valley, but the G20 nation delegates were very excited to visit the Nishad Gardens and holding umbrellas after the early morning yoga session at the Lalit Hotel Grand Palace. They visited the Nishad Gardens. They are now excited to visit the Polo View market in the heart of the Srinagar city near Lal Chowk, and further the Jhelum riverfront, which has been refurbished and recreated really in the last few weeks. So clearly, a lot of color, a lot of vibrant energy here in Kashmir Valley. The official Sherpa Track Tourism Working Group meeting on G20 has concluded, but a very positive message going across to the world that the law and order situation has drastically improved. Pakistani terrorism seems to be failing in Kashmir Valley, and India has shown its presence of mind and also focused on development, education, on livelihood opportunities for the local Kashmiris here, and to secure their lives completely.
Well, absolutely. I mean, what a time to be alive if you're a delegate attending the G20 meet. It's certainly one of the most beautiful places out of all the G20 locations that the summit has taken place.